So let's talk about this thing, contact current, then, if we can.
Sure. So contact current, 2 words. First one is contact. So just touching something. That's a no-brainer if you're touching something. And the second one is current. So what is current? And that is a really deep question, but I'm just going to keep it really super simple. Current is basically you're getting shocked. Electricity is moving through you. So if you're touching an appliance and you feel shocked, well, you got probably some current flowing through you. So the requirement for current is it has a circuit. So it has to create a circle. It has a source, it goes out, and it comes back. That's a circuit. So current will only flow in a circle. So if you plug yourself into this circle and current moves through you, you have just achieved contact current. So if you touch an appliance and the current is able to move all the way through your arm, down your leg, and out the floor, you are in a circuit. And that's the key point about contact current is you could have current swimming around your whole house, but if you don't allow it to go through you, you can keep yourself a lot safer.
When somebody's in their home, if they're not touching appliance, so why is it such a big problem?
So the fine line is drawn in the research, and I can get into the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences and EPR information about specifically the dangers of contact current. And I'm just going to keep it really simple. It is, in my definition, ionizing radiation. The definition of contact current is ionizing radiation. Now, just really quickly, if current is flowing through you, that damages your body like ionizing radiation. If current can't make it through your body, it's not ionizing. It's just manifesting as an electric field or some other presence, but it doesn't have the damage.
If you're not actually touching anything and you're not getting direct exposure to ground current, it is not a direct and immediate threat to you. But as you go through your day, I mean, you open your refrigerator, right? You're touching an appliance, you can come into contact with contact current. You touch your stove, you touch your keyboard, or you use any grounding products or appliances. So it's not that you are constantly exposed to contact current. It's that there are these multiple exposures all day long. And as Andrew was explaining, the science is showing that those are quite harmful, even when they're brief.
You're saying this contact current is ionizing and ionizing radiation is like gamma radiation, nuclear radiation. It's like the thing which is everybody's saying is very dangerous and everybody agrees on. And you're saying that contact current is actually ionizing radiation. So that's like everybody doesn't agree with that, yeah?
Ionizing radiation are those frequencies of EMF that have more energy than visible light, like you said, X-rays, gamma rays. And but the characteristic of ionizing radiation is that it causes your cells to discharge electrons. It ionizes the cell. What Andrew is talking about is that when current is flowing through your cells, through your body, is through your cells, that's causing electrons to dislodge from a cell and move to the next cell. That is the definition of electrical current. So while it may not technically be a form of ionizing radiation, the picture Andrew is painting is that it has the same impact. It is dislodging electrons from your cells. And that is the danger. We often talk about cell phone radiation and Wi-Fi radiation, and we all know that those are very harmful, but those don't even have enough energy behind them to dislodge electrons from cells in your body. Ground contact current does.
So what you're saying is that this is more dangerous than cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi, and all the rest of it, all that wireless.
Current has the damage potential to do all the things that everybody is trying to avoid, but it can do it faster. So there's the slippery slope here. National Institutes of Environmental Health Sciences, it's part of the NIH, the National Institutes of Health in America. Everybody was concerned about power lines and children in leukemia in 1992. And they did this big, long report, but they did come up with a number. And this number was 1,000th of a volt. It's called 1 millivolt. per meter, that's the distance. If you have that sort of voltage gradient inside of your body, inside a child's bone marrow, if you have this little tiny bit of voltage, that'll do it. Everybody agreed. If you have that internal voltage gradient inside of a child's bone marrow, that will disrupt the creation of their red blood cells. That will create leukemia. But nobody knows what the heck 1 millivolt per meter means, and it was useless until the Electrical Power Research Institute, who was actually instituted by the power companies, they come along, and in 2000, they do a report. We found how you can actually use that number in real life. So they went out to a bunch of homes and they actually tested water pipes and the other grounding systems to homes, and they found a scenario that they believed this is it. This is the leukemia and cancer causing environment. Well, especially in children, because their cells are growing so rapidly and they're very vulnerable. Now, this opens up the whole can of worms. Okay, for an adult, I'm getting hit with this. What's the consequence on me? Well, just imagine what a circuit is through your body. There is a chain link between your foot and your hand, for instance, and there's a path like ants crawling, and they're linked together. And that's what's required for current to flow, is you have to have a link. And that means that the electrons are being ripped constantly in a line, in a chain, all the way through your body.
So it would appear to me that this is a particular concern with regard to using those kind of earthing technologies. Is that correct?
That's correct. The benefits of earthing are, they're great, but unfortunately, the electrical grid, the way it's set up with the multi-grounded neutral system, plugs into the earth and uses the earth as a return current pathway. And unfortunately, this current comes through the home, and especially on water pipes and in water areas where we're wet, our skin breaks down and this goes right into our body. So that is a danger. So attaching your body directly to the home electrical system has all kinds of wiring problems that we need to go into. Of course, the dirty electricity problems from appliances. So it's not the best way. Now, people are using grounding to remove electric fields and do other types of things, especially radio frequency shielding, which I have a really bad experience with. And that really led to a lot of my dig in deep to what is causing current on grounding conductors.
And that made intuitive sense to me. If you have dirty electricity flowing through your wiring in your home, which we all know a lot of people do, why wouldn't it flow to your grounding device as soon as you plug into the outlet?
NCB, Nuisance Current Blocker. How does it work exactly?
So if you're using a grounding mat or something that you're touching your body to, this is the whole distinction. You want to ground your appliances, not your body. So if you're going to have to use a grounding mat or bed sheets or something in your house, you basically just plug those bed sheets into my plug, and then it stops the current. The dangerous thing is the current, and it also helps reduce the electric fields as well. So there is a dial inside of the NCB you can adjust. It's a resistor. It's called the dial resistor, where the experts, the building biologists, can use it for different parameters, but we can get into the other uses. But the short version is, if you're using a grounding mat and you're touching to your body, you need the NCB, because current is the killer.
The NCB is the consumer version, but there's a higher end version as well, the NCB Pro, which requires professional installation.
Yeah, the Pro is what I call the wired version. It's basically, it requires an electrician or someone to install it. Let's say you have a well pump, and your well pump is it's a big ground rod, right? And so if your house has two basic, if it touches the earth in two places, current will flow through your home. So current is getting onto your grounding system. So I developed my NCB to stop the current on that grounding conductor.
Is this something everybody should have, and why?
I believe very strongly that the NCB, the consumer version of the NCB, is very important for anyone who uses grounding products or who grounds EMF protection products like canopies or walls of paint, for all of the reasons that Andrew was explaining here. But I also want to clarify that Andrew's vision is, while it would be fantastic to, install the NCB Pro in every house in America, that's not his vision. His vision is a revamping of electrical safety standards and code standards and training electricians in some of these key issues.
I want everybody to get, at least in North America, to understand is the research described in this paper indicates that for a multi-grounded neutral system, that's our electrical grid, the way the grid is established is the problem. They said the exposure to contact current via the residential water fixtures, because you're wet, your skin resistance breaks down, during bathing should be considered as a serious candidate for explaining the reported association to leukemia. So we have an electrical grid that's putting current onto our grounding system. We're exposed around anything that's wet because our skin's resistance breaks down. Metal water pipe coming into your bathing areas, you better cut those. And I have a protocol on my website called the water pipe solution. You get that current off of your wet areas. Everybody needs to do that.
The protocol involves what?
You insert something that's non-conductive. And of course, you got to get a little more extensive than that, because a lot of homes are still using their water pipe as their ground rod.
So the wonderful thing here is that you're actually showcasing the problem, but you've got the solution.
That's exactly right. It's to raise the conversation and provide a solution.
So the NCB, the consumer version of the NCB, is designed specifically for grounding products and grounding EMF protection products like canopies or Y-Shield paint and so forth.
And the NCB Pro, then how does that help us more?
That stops this current that's coming in from the grid into our homes.
I want to just ask you, so where people can get it?
Shieldyourbody.com, and we made a direct link if it's easier for people, shieldyourbody.com/ground. And we have a discount for your listeners. Use the code SAFELY, that's SAFELY, to save 20% on your order of the NCB.
Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing this.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. It's always great having a chat with you.
Thank you, Lloyd. You're a blessing.
Great work. I'm just in total admiration. Thank you also, listener, for attending this wonderful interview. I'll have more experts for you again next time. My name is Lloyd Burrell from electricsense.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.